Hey YouTube, Makarov 9 here, and what you're looking at is a Makarov 9. 9x18 to be specific. This is the box that your Russian Makarov comes in. And if you're lucky and you're a collector of Makarovs like me, you will get the box with it. Now, a lot of them you see out there don't have the boxes, but hey, I got mine. Here it is. Now this is the commercial model Russian Makarov. 8-round magazine, double action, single action, semi-automatic 9x18 millimeter Makarov. It has adjustable sights, as you can see. See there? See that sight picture? You can see on the top the side adjustment screw. They are fully adjustable. Let me show you first that this weapon is clear. I don't mess with loaded handguns, and I certainly would not have just pointed it at myself if it was loaded. So, magazine out of the mag well. Nothing in there. Hammer down, now we're clear. Now Makarovs have been around for a long time. They were originally developed by Nikolai Makarov out of Russia, and he was one of many gun designers that the Russian military asked to design a weapon for them to replace the Tokarev that was used during World War II. Now the Tokarev shoots a 7.62 by 25 millimeter 30 caliber handgun round. Now it's a fire-breathing round. They developed that round to penetrate, Kevlar helmets and lightweight vest material, and it would go through a lot of things. To be honest with you, it's a really powerful round. And I've got a Russian Tokarev and I've got a Romanian Tokarev, but I don't have them with me here to grab them for this video. I might show them to you later on in future videos. But they needed something to replace that because the military wanted something that was lighter weight, easier to conceal. Not that they really concealed their handguns. They carried them in a holster like this. You see here, just a basic loop holster. They carried them, of course, on the outside, but they wanted to do away with that round and come up with something new. So in the very late 40s, Nikolai Makarov came up with this design, and they adopted it. They had to design a round around this weapon, so they developed the 9x18 millimeter Makarov round because of the popularity of the German 9mm Luger round. The casing was not that much different to develop, and they saw it easier to develop that round out of a 9mm Luger cartridge. So that's actually where the history of the Makarov round came from. So in 1951, the military and police adopted this firearm as their standard sidearm. From about 1951 up until about 1990, 1991, Bulgarian, German, Russian, and Chinese forces would all carry these. If you were in those countries during those years, you would see these in a lot of holsters on the side of military police, civilian police, and the like. And the reason they liked this handgun is a lot because of its accuracy. This is an incredibly accurate gun. And you may ask, well, why? Why particularly? Well, it's got a fixed barrel. That's one reason. And let me show you that. Not just on that note, let me show you how to take this thing down. It's so easy. I can stop and show you that and then get on with my point I was making. To do that, pull the hammer back, drop that trigger guard down like that, pull back on the slide and lift up, and you're done. Can you see that? That was simple. There's your barrel. There's your recoil spring. But now see how that barrel is fixed to the frame? That right there contributes to your accuracy with this handgun. Not only that, but the barrel is chrome lined, which, helps with the accuracy. And it sure does make it easy for cleaning, because, man, I'll tell you what, when you clean this little jewel, you know it's clean because it shines back at you. Because that chrome lining is really nice. Put it back on like this. Slide it down and push the trigger guard up, and you're done. Anyway, that's why they like this handgun mostly, is because of the accuracy. The recoil's not bad. It's an all-steel frame gun. You're not going to find any plastic on this except for the grips. It's durable. You could beat it against a rock, submerge it in water, soak it in the sand, and it'll still fire. So without going into a whole lot more history behind it, just to say that these are available on the surplus handgun or surplus weapons market, and you can get them. You could get them about 5 years ago for pretty cheap, but nowadays you'd be lucky to find one of these for less than $300, $350. Now, the companies that started making the Makarov pistol were the Chinese, the Bulgarians, of course the Russians, because they're the ones that designed it, and the Germans. Now, I've got one of each one of those, and I'll tell you what, the Chinese is the hardest to find. And it's actually the least of the quality that the others are, but it still shoots just as nice, and it's still a Makarov. The German is actually the best quality, followed by the Russian, and then the Bulgarian, and then the Chinese, in my opinion. But I mean, that's I don't know what more there is to say about it. It's got a safety here. It's a reverse safety, which is kind of weird for a lot of people. Okay, and put one of these in your hands and manipulate the safety, and you'll understand what I mean by a reverse safety. Okay, but I don't know. 8-round capacity. They make a Russian 12-round double stack capacity. I have that too, and the rest of them are just 8-round, Chinese and Bulgarian. But anyway, there it is. The Makarov, the one you've always heard about. Get it closer to the camera here, let you see it a little bit better. Turn to the other side here. Pretty gun, and I'll tell you what, it will make a pro out of you. It shoots really nice. Okay, thank you, YouTube. Look for other videos, range videos of this gun and others in the future. Keep it safe.